And welcome to our podcast with soccer coach Chad Bodnar, brought to you as always by Cheney Federal Credit Union, serving their members' financial needs since 1951. Coach, rough one in Seattle, but for the first two-thirds, three-quarters of the first half, I thought you guys were doing very well.
We did, and you know, to be honest with you, it was the best 30 minutes we've put together, this season, and since I've taken the program over. Scored a great goal and looked dangerous and had multiple really good chances, had them on their heels a little bit, but unfortunately the game's not 30 minutes, it's 90, and we kind of went back and reverted to some old ways, I think, after that goal, and just kind of dropped in too deep.
Second half, they outscored you 3-0 in the match. What do you take from that second half and use it to improve your team for the rest of the season?
We take that we're not good enough, and we kind of turned off, they scored 3 goals in a 5-minute span, which, that just can't happen. And, I think from a coaching staff and all the way through the players, we just weren't good enough in the second half, and I think I could have done some things differently to probably put us in some better spots, and, I can wear that, and we'll just grow and continue to get better at that. Like I said, you got to look at that first 30 minutes and say, okay, this is what we can be. Now can we do that for longer stretches of time?
Where does Seattle compare to, some of the better teams in the Big Sky? Would they be at the top of the Big Sky?
Yeah, absolutely. They've won the WAC last year. They're picked to win it again this year. It's a good program. They have 2 or 3 really high-caliber players that really kind of put it on us there in the second half and just kind of turned it up a notch, and, we didn't match it. And so, yeah, they'd be on top of the Big Sky. But, again, we were there. We just got to do better for longer stretches of time. And I think we're capable, and seeing that, we can do that now is like, okay, I know you guys have it, so let's get it longer periods of time.
What was good in that match? What happened that you liked that you can build on?
Well, attacking-wise going forward, we showed, that we have it in us, and we showed that we can play a more wide-open style and not have to just kind of sit in and defend. And, that's the mentality we're trying to bring to this program, is we're going to score goals. And, we did, and to be honest with you, we should have scored 2 or 3 in that first 30 minutes. And I think, to be fair, if we do score 2 or 3 in that first 30 minutes, the game looks different because, definitely the tides would have changed quite a bit.
What do you've got 13 days now, roughly. You don't play again until a week from Friday. Mm-hmm. What do you do now in this next week and a half?
Well, we kind of, we reboot for sure, and we go watch film, and we break things down individually, and we just put our noses down and get back to work. I think, if you would have told us in the spring, or told me in the spring that, hey, you'd be 2-2 to start the season, I'd probably say, okay, we'll take that, and let's continue to grow as we get into the Big Sky Conference. So, definitely don't want to have too many highs, too many lows. And we've talked to the kids about that at the beginning of the season. We're going to have some dips and some bumps in the road, and we definitely had one. I think we took a big step backwards in that second half, but we've made some progress, and I think it's kind of 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Let's take the 2 and be +1 and go forward from there.
In practice, do you kind of strip it down a little bit, get back to basics, work on some fundamentals, or how do you do things?
Yeah, we're gonna build in some rest a little bit too. We've gone through a training camp now. We're 4 games into a season. There's a little bit of dings, with people, and we're gonna definitely build in some rest into the next week and a half, but kind of take some of those other days as training camp days and really break back down, because you've got time now and you don't have to prepare this week for an opponent, and break down some individual, technical and tactical things that we can do better.
We've talked about the newness, new coach, a lot of new players, new system. Does it help to put all that stuff in before school started? These kids aren't, their attention isn't divided between class and soccer.
Yeah, and we got to use that time now. We can go watch film, we can do other things throughout the course of the day. We're not going to have time to do once school starts, and so we got a week and a half, and we're going to use the time, the best that we can to get better. Next up, you go to Missoula. You've got some tough competition. Yeah, and we talked about that last week. We're going to see in the next 3 games where we're at, and we're going to play Hawaii, who just played WSU real close yesterday, and we're going to play Colorado State. So we've got 2 good programs, 2 good solid soccer programs that we're going to play against, and I'm excited kind of to see how much we can get better from what we did well at Seattle U and what we did poorly into 13 days from now, and can we get results against teams. Hawaii beat Seattle U 2-1.
What challenges does Hawaii present?
They're technical. They're a smaller team, but they're very, very good going forward. They're technical. They're quick. I think the field up there will suit us better, but they're definitely a good team going forward and quick, and we've struggled with that so far this year.
Colorado State, what do you know about them at this point?
Haven't really looked at them, to be honest, just kind of taking one step at a time and seeing. We've got some film and stuff coming in on both those programs, but definitely kind of focused on Hawaii and see if we can get a good result to start off the weekend. Friday
the 19th, Hawaii. Sunday the 21st, Colorado State, correct? And then Big Sky Conference play after that.
Yeah, then we get into Big Sky, and that's the exciting part is, we talked about it before. Let's see how good we can be when we get into when it really matters and see if we can make a wave in the Big Sky Conference.
Eagle Soccer 2-2 on the season, heading to Missoula in a week and a half. Coach, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
That's head coach Chad Bodnar, and our podcast and videocast here on GoEags.com, brought to you by Cheney Federal Credit Union.